Hey Scorpio, welcome to your reading for the week of September 26th. This week I'm still collaborating with Marie Moore, so definitely check her out if you haven't had a chance to yet. You can find her link in the description below. Also, if you'd like to find more awesome readers, I started building a site called astrojar.com, and on that site you can just actually go to your sign, and I have organized a bunch of readers from YouTube on there. I'm actually still adding a bunch of people to it, so there are a ton of new readers on YouTube that are really hard to find. If you've noticed, if you search like Scorpio and things like that, there's just like a bunch of other random stuff that shows up now. So that's why I'm doing this. It's really hard to find these new people that are really great, readers. So again, if you want to find more new awesome people, definitely check out astrojar.com. Link is somewhere on this screen. But let's see what's going on for you this week. And looks really nice, I gotta say. Let's pull up. There we go. Cool. So, let's see. A lot of you, this is a very good card. A lot of you could be experiencing a lot of justice. I would say, especially if you're involved in some sort of legal matter or something like that, a lot of you could have some justice coming in there as well with the King of Spades. And so this is a very good card for that, any legal matters. It's also very good for anything like any negotiations and things like that, anything that requires your just intelligence and things to get through. It's a very good card, and it's a card of reaching a new maturity level. It's funny because I always say that the spades cards to me, spades normally represent air signs, but whenever I see the Queen of Spades, for example, I always think of Scorpio, but so not necessarily on the King of Spades, but in a lot of ways it does represent you. So very good card there, and I think that it is you this week, coming in very mature and very successful and things like that. So really like to see that for you. Next, you have the Six of Hearts. Water signs have been getting this card pretty much nonstop for a while now. It is a good card. It does represent a time where you can better put energy into things and get it back. So if you've been trying to like get something in your life to move forward and it just hasn't been, this card says now is a time where you can finally start working towards whatever you want, and you should start to see a return on that energy. Also a great card for any of you involved in negotiations, or if you're thinking about buying like a new car or a house or something like that, anything requiring negotiating. This is a very good card. It's also a card of harmony, and we're constantly negotiating in general, even when we're not buying something, like when we're dealing with family members or people in our relationships and things like that. So it is a great card for kind of getting your way in a lot of ways this week as well. So great card to work with, and it also says you're kind of on the right path. You have two sixes here this week. Sixes, like I say, have a straight path down the middle. There's nothing blocking them, so it does say that you are going in the right direction at this time. Next, you have the Jack of Clubs. Jack of Clubs is very much a card of looking into the future, and it can also represent a friend coming to you this week, offering you some sort of advice, and somebody kind of being like a hero to you this week. So definitely look to your friends if you need help this week. The one thing I will say is, you do have a 5 here, is that there is a little bit more of a, I don't want to say closed off energy this week for people, but it definitely seems like people are kind of maybe keeping to themselves and keeping their problems to themselves, but like I said, you do have a 5 here. We're going to talk about that when we get there. But you also have this Jack of Clubs, which is a card of needing to open up to somebody and actually having them, like I said, be your hero this week, somebody who can really help you out. So it does look like if you need help this week on something, on some sort of problem, that there is somebody, like typically a very close friend. This is usually like a best friend or somebody who's very honest with you and very helpful. Go to that person because they could be very supportive and very helpful for you this week. Next, you have the Eight of Hearts. A great card for receiving a gift from the universe. This is something you worked for, though. I always say that this is not like, the Nine of Hearts is you getting something you wish for, but you didn't necessarily work for it. Eight of Hearts is like you getting payback for something that you really work for, so it's really a very good card. It's also a card for socializing. It does say that it will be, what else do we have going on here? I think it will be an important week for you to force yourself to socialize. Sometimes that's water signs. We can get very closed off and we don't want to socialize and things like that. But I would say force yourself to socialize. It's obviously going to be important with this card. Under a lot of card reading systems, this is a card of socializing. So definitely get out there. If people invite you out, invite you to parties and things like that, try your best to go and force yourself to go, because chances are you'll probably have a lot of fun and you could even meet somebody who's very important to you. Next, you have the Ten of Diamonds. Great card for money and more money coming in for you. So for those of you who are looking for more money, it's there. This is a card of prosperity. It is a card of work. It's also a card of travel, moving, and starting a business even. So very good card for any of you who are doing that. And it is also a great card for saving money, thinking about saving money. Even if you're retired, it's a great card for like getting a financial advisor or getting a new financial advisor or something along those lines so that you can save more. Next, you have the Five of Clubs. Needing to open up, like I said, I think that's why the 5 is coming up this week. It's come up for a couple other signs this week, and I think the 5 is just kind of saying this week to people that they need to be more open. And again, it's not like people are being closed off in a negative way, in a bad way. I think just people are just, just like kind of like a closed off introspective week, and but for some reason we need to open up. So again, I don't know, maybe it's in the astrology that it's forcing us to be more internal, but don't be afraid to open up to other people. This is actually a great card as well for just having fun and doing fun things in your life as well. Now that I'm saying it, I think this card has come up for you several times in the past, so it might be something to pay attention to. And finally, you end with the Six of Clubs. This is the card of success and more success coming to you, new successful things. And it's also the card of trusting your intuition and seeing things through in a lot of ways. So don't stop yourself either this week. The Five of Clubs, sometimes I think when I see the Five of Clubs, it's like we get an idea in our head and then we stop. This is a card that says don't stop, keep going with whatever that idea is. It will become important to you. But it still looks like a great week. No negative cards here, all very positive cards, good stuff. I like to see that. So thank you for watching and enjoy your week.